Good day, everybody. Here we try to present and analyze what is all about the regenerative ideal Rankine cycle. In a Rankine cycle, there are four basic components, which is the first one is the boiler, which is boiler develops high energy, goes into turbine, and turbine develops power, goes into condenser. The purpose here in condenser is the excess liquid water will directly go into pump, deliver into pump in order to came back from the boiler. So here we have a concrete example what is all about an regenerative ideal Rankine cycle. So here we see at point 1 from boiler it develops high energy, which is goes into turbine, and pressure one here is 2.032 MPa, and the temperature is equals to 232 degrees Celsius. Here at point 1 we try to locate what is the H1, which is the enthalpy, and the S1 which is the entropy. So pressure is equals to 2.032 MPa, and temperature is equals to 232 degrees Celsius. If we try to scan about of our steam table, pressure 2.32 is not in there. So in this process, we use about interpolation. Interpolation has a formula which is the x sub 3 minus x sub 1 over all x sub 2 minus x sub 1, which is equivalent to y sub 3 minus y sub 1, y sub 2 minus y sub 1. So we try to repeat here H1 and S1. So pressure we needed to locate H1 and S1 is P is equals to 2.0 MPa, and the given pressure is which is equals to 2.032, and the other pressure we need is 2.05. So by using the interpolation formula, when we see in our steam table, the pressure 2.0 has a given of H1 and S1, and pressure 2.05 has an H, which is given entropy and enthalpy, which is H and S. So we substitute here in our formula in interpolation, we can have H1, which is 2853.4016, and H2 S1, which is 6.4431. So don't try to about trouble in your mind when how to use a steam table. Here, if you have a pressure of 2.0, you go into vapor in a steam table, which is has a given of an H1 and S1. So here we try to interpolate, and we have a H1 and S1. So here back in the diagram, we have the high energy came from the boiler, delivered into the turbine. So in our introduction, which is a turbine develops a high power. No, it develops power. So here at point 2, he extracted mass, which is goes into a closed feed. So, and it has a pressure. Usually came from the turbine. It is a flow. It is flow. So it has a pressure. So at pressure 2, it is given has a given pressure, which is 1.572. So point 2. Pressure 2, which is 1.572. And here, if you can see the diagram, came from the boiler, exit from the turbine. So what is the constant here? We can usually and directly conclude that it is S1 is equals to S2. So we have an S1 which is equivalent to 6.4431. So the only missing part is the H2. So here, if we try to back in our steam table, pressure 1.572 is not being located there. So we try to interpolate using the three pressures, which is the pressure 1 is equals to 1.55, and our given pressure which is 1.572, and the other pressure is 1.60. Directly substituting in our given, here in our pressure 1 and pressure 3, we can directly have an H3 and an H2 which has 2,800.65. So we are finishing our pressure 2. Here in the diagram, the point 3 came from also in the turbine. He also extracted more masses, goes in a closed feed. So it is the same here in point 2. So which is, we can directly conclude that S1, S2, and S3 is the same. So at point 3. We have a pressure of 1.061 MPa. So pressure 3 is equals to 1.061 MPa. And which is S1 is equals to S2 is equals to S3. 6.44.31. So which is the missing part here? Which is the H3? So go back into our steam table. We try to search about 1.061. So it is not. We could not find it there in a steam table. So we try. So as usual, we try to use an interpolation. P is equals to 1.06 and 1.08. So here we have an SF of 2.1632 and SFG is equals to 4.4023 and HF which is 774.26 and HFG which is equals to 2006.05. Here in a given numbers, we try to locate what is the quality of X. In finding the quality of X, we have a formula of S is equals to SF plus X SFG. So we have already an S which is an S3, S1 is equals to S2, S3. So we have here S which is S, SF, we already have SF, and SFG, we have already SFG. So directly substituting these given numbers, we can have the quality of X, which is 0.97 or 97%. So after that, you already have an quality of X. Go back in locating about H3. H3 is equals to HF plus X HFG. So H3, which is the missing part, we don't have this. HF, we already have this. The quality of X, we have this, and HFG. Directly substituting this in our formula, we have H3, which is equals to 2724.578. So we are finished at the point 3. At point 4, go back in our diagram. He releases excess liquid. No? When we see that in the diagram, turbine develops high power. So in developing high power, it already have an excess water or excess liquid. So here, he deliver excess liquid, go back into boiler. So here we have another pressure for which is 533 kPa. So 0.3. Point 4, we are given of a pressure of 533, which is equals to 533 kPa. And also, the constant here is the S, which is S1 is equals to S2 is equals to S3 is equals to S4. So S1 is equals to S2 is equals to S3 is equals to S4. So here, we try to locate what is an H4. The missing part here is H4, which is missing. So here, it is the same method which is we use in a point 3. We try to locate what is SF, SFG, and HF and HFG. So by using interpolation here at point 4, we can directly have an SF which is 1.88 516 and SFG which is equals to 4.91465 and HF which is 6.58 124 and HFG which is 2.00.84. So here it is the same method we use in point 3. First, we try to locate the quality of X, which is the formula is equals to S is equals to SF plus X HFG. Or here, directly substituting the given numbers in our formula, we can have the quality of X, which is 0.927 or 92%, 92.7%. And the second formula, which is finding about our H, so we have the quality of X. Here, H H4 is equals to HF plus X HFG. Directly substituting in our formula, we have an H4 which is 2597.60. We are finished in our point 4. Try to go back in our diagram at point 5. From turbine, it delivers excess liquid water. So, it delivers into boiler. So, in here, he uses the method of reheating the liquid, go back into a turbine. So, it will not, do not have exceed water came from the turbine. So, came from the boiler, 0.5, it has a pressure of 533. We see here at point 4, it has a P4 of 533, which we can use in reheating into a boiler goes into turbine. So 0.5. Which is 0.4 is equals to pressure 4 is equals to pressure 5. Which is 533 PA. And our temperature here is T is equals to 173 degrees Celsius. So here we try to locate what is the H5 and the S5. Go back in our steam table. 533 kPa is not being stated there. So we try again the interpolation formula, which is temperature 1 is equals to 170, 173, and 180, which is HS 2708.5 and 6.8956. 0.8 and 6.453. So here we are using our temperature. So 173 degrees Celsius is not being stated in the steam table. So we are using again the interpolation method. By using interpolation method, we can directly say that H5 is equals to 2794.78 and S5 which is 6.90457. So we are finished in our point 5. Back in our diagram, which is here came from the reheated liquid goes in a turbine. Turbine releases excess water, excess liquid, which is at our 0.6. 0.6 has a pressure of 227 PPA. So here 0.6. Pressure P6 is equals to 227 kPa. And our S, when we try to analyze in our diagram, S5 came from the boiler, 0.5. We have an S5 here. Came from the boiler, goes in the turbine, releases into 0.6, which is in an open feed. It is the same S, which is the entropy. So S5 is equals to S6, which is our S5 is 6.90457. So here we need to again use the interpolation method by using our temperature. Which is T is equals to 223, 227, and 230 pressure. And SFG, HF, and HFG. So here, we have a pressure of 227. 227 is not in the same table. So we try to have using three pressures, which is 223, 227, and 230 kPa. So here, in this pressure, we already have SF, SFG, HF, and HFG in a steam table. So, by directly substituting in our interpolation method, we can directly say and use the formula of S is equals to SF plus X plus HFG, and S is S5, S6. So S is already given, SF already given, and HFG is already given. So directly substituting in our formula, we can directly have a quality of X which is 0.967 or 96%. So now we have a quality of X. And now we try to look at which is the missing part, which is H6. The same method, which is HF plus quality of X, HFG. And by directly substituting in our given numbers, we can have H6 is 2,640.14. So now we are finished at our 0.6. Back in our diagram, 0.7. Here, as you can see in the diagram, turbine develops high power. So here, by developing high power, it delivers into condenser. So at our first introduction, which is a condenser, is it condenses excess liquid water, delivered into pump directly into boiler. So here, 0.7 we have a pressure 7 which is 54 kPa. P7 which is 54 kPa. And our S5 is constant with a point S5, S6, and S7. So S5 is equals to S6 equals to S7, which is 6.90457. So the same method we use in point 6, which is 54 kPa. By interpolating method, we use three pressures, which is the pressure 1 we need is 0.05, 0.054, and 0.055 kPa. So here, in our given pressures, when we try to locate these two pressures, which is the 0.05 and 0.055, it has a given of HF, HFG, SF, and SFG. So here, the 0.054 is the given is the missing H7 and the H7. So here, the same method we use in point 6. We use the formula which is the S is equals to SF plus X HFG. So here we have an S which is a 6.90457 and SF which is, we interpolate from the given pressures, we have a pressure of by interpolating this, we directly substitute our SF here plus X and HFG. So we can now locate what is the quality of X. The quality of X which is is 0.897 or 89%. So, using the same formula we use in locating H, so H7 is equals to HF plus X HFG. So H7 is the missing component. HF, we already have there by interpolating these three pressures. The quality of X, we already have this, and the HFG. So we can directly substitute these given numbers. We have an H7 of 2412.1. So now we are finished at our point 7. Back in our diagram, here from condenser, from turbine, it releases high power, goes into condenser. So liquid, it enters the liquids here in a condenser. It condenses the liquid. So the excess liquid water will deliver into pump, goes into boiler. So here at point 8, we can say that H8 0.8. We can say that H8 is equals to HF at 0.7. So at 0.7, back in our 0.7, we have a pressure of 54 kPa. So, in our steam table, which is 54 ppa, HF here, by using our interpolation, HA is equals to 348.53. So here, what is the missing part here in our point 8? When we say about pump, we can directly say that pump is working. It delivers water. So the missing part here is we try to locate what is the work of a pump. So here, work of pump 1, which is equals to V P9 minus P8. So V, in here, in this part, the V is the missing. So by try to interpolating also our method of interpolation, we can easily get what is V. So 0.055 minus 0.050 over V minus 1.0300, which is, by interpolating method, V is equals to 1.03128. But in our formula of work in a pump, which is work of pump is equals to V minus P9 minus P8. By directly substituting these given numbers, we can say so that work of a pump 1 is equals to 0.1784 kilojoules over kilogram. So now we are finished at our point 8. Now, back in our diagram, from pump, it has a work. It delivers water, it delivers liquid or water into open feed. So at point 9, work of a pump is equals to H9 minus H8. So we already have a work of a pump 1. So by directly substituting HA, which has 348.53, by directly substituting in our formula, we can say so that H9 is equals to 348.7084. So we are finished at number point 9. Here, from open feed water, it delivers liquid or water again in another pump, which is the work of which is pump 2. Here, at point 10, H10 is equals to HF at pressure 6. So here, we use this formula H10 is equals to HF at 0.6. Back in our diagram, in a previous method, turbine delivers excess liquid into open feed water. So we can use this pressure 6 in order to locate our H10. So H10 is equals to 521.93. So here, we try to locate what is the work of the pump 2. So back in our formula of a pump, which is work pump 2 is equals to P sub 11 minus P sub 10. So again, we use the interpolation method in order to locate what is V. What is V here? So by directly substituting work pump 2 is equals to 0.00180,855 and 1.610 minus 277 and work pump 2 which is equal into 1.507 So now we are finished at our point 10. Here, back in our diagram, we have already a work of a pump which is 1.07. Here, the work of a pump 2 delivers into a closed feed. So as you can see, it delivers liquid or any liquid or water goes into closed feed water tank, closed feed, which is connected in our point 3. So here, we can use this pressure 3, which is 1.061. Oh, as you can see in our diagram, it delivers liquid water. Oh, it exceed mass ng point 3. So here, we can locate our point 14, point 11. Point 11 which is work pump 2 equals to H11 minus H10, which is equal, H11 is equals to 523.4374. So now we are finished in our point 11. Next, we go into point 12. It has the same pressure came from the point 11. Point 12. H12 is equals to HF at pressure. So, what pressure we need here in our point 11? As you can see in our diagram, it has a pressure 3, which is 1.061, that delivers into closed feed. Here. So, we can use this pressure 3 in order to locate what is the missing part here in our point 12. Point 3. So, H12 is equals to 774.36. We use pressure 3 in order to locate what is H12. Here, we try to erase what is in here in the point 1. At point 1, we have an H1 which is 2853 0.4016, and S1 which is 6.4431. So back in our diagram, point 13. At point 13, we can say that came from the turbine, it releases extracted mass which has a pressure of 1.572. It is the same method we use in a point 12 at point 12. So at point 13, H13 is equals to HF at pressure we use at pressure 2. So H13 is equals to 854.94. So now we are finished at point 13. At point 14, at point 3, he extracted mass, delivered to a closed feed. In a closed feed, he delivers, it has a trap here at point 3, extracted mass, delivered into a trap, and trap goes back into our condenser in order to condense the liquid back in our pump and lead us a cycle. So at point 14, H14 is equals to HF at point 3, which is H14 is 774.36. So here, came from the trap, it delivers liquid back into condenser. So at point 14, we can say that it has the same pressure, came from the point 3, goes into point 14, and goes into 15. So P3 is equals to P14 is equals to P15, which can directly say that H14 is equals to H15, which equals to 774.36. So at point 16, here, back in our diagram, pressure 2 came from the turbine, extracted mass, goes into closed feed, and the same method we use in a point 14, which is delivers liquid, goes into trap, and goes into open feed water, which is at point 16, HF at 16, at pressure 2 is equals to H16. H16 is equals to 854.94. Now, at point 17, came from the trap, goes into a water open feed. At point 17, we can directly say that H16 is equivalent to H17, which is H17 is equals to 854.94, because it is the same pressure we use in point 2, goes at point 16 at point 17. So here, what is the missing at our total regenerative ideal Rankine cycle? So we try to locate what is N work in our previous discussion came from the turbine extracted mass. It has an extracted mass. So, when we say about extracted mass, it has an M2. M2 which is missing here. So, by using a formula of H2 M2 plus H12 is equals to H13 plus H16 M2. We can have an M2 which is equals to 0.04. So now we have already an M2. M2 is equals to 0.04. Now, we try to locate what is M3. Extracted mass, so it has an M3. The same process we use at M2, H3, M3 plus H11, H14, M3 plus H12. Directly substituting, we can have an M3 of 0.13. And here, at our M6, came from the turbine. Here, we only need to locate what is the work of a turbine at any point. By using the formula of work is equals to work H in minus H out. So, here we have already work of at any point at 2, 3, 4, 6, and 17. Now, we try to locate what is the Q. Q which is an heat added. At point 13, H1 minus H13 is equals to 199.46 kilojoules per kilogram. At point 15, we have an 163.66 and a Q total which is, we directly add those two heat, 198.46 plus 163 is equals to 2,162.12. And here, we try to locate what is the efficiency of our overall system or our cycle, which is N is equals to work net over Q total. So, which is equals to work total minus work pump total over Q total, which is N is equals to 0.25 or 25%. Thank you. Thank you, and that's all.